First and foremost, rest in peace to Paul Westphal. Great player, great teammate, great coach, better human. My deepest condolences to him and his family. But it's a new year, and the Phoenix Suns are the #1 team in the NBA. Let's talk about it. I know I haven't made a video talking about the Suns since their game against the Mavericks, Game 1, and I apologize for that, but I just kind of want to cover all the games that's happened so far and how the Suns are currently 5-1. Game 2, that was against the Kings, and that game, DeAndre Ayton was terrible, and they just didn't look like they wanted to be there. I don't know what it was maybe just because no crowd finally got to them. But it was a close game the whole time, but they just looked terrible. The Kings looked really good in that game. I thought De'Aaron Fox just was controlling the whole game. And they only lost by 6 points. But that was what with that game. And then they played the Kings again, and that back-to-back. And then they showed that they are the better team. Called it a good game. Ayton had a little bit of a bounce-back game. And then we move on to the Pelicans game. And whew, that game was just a blowout. Booker, Paul, Ayton were good. It just felt like they didn't really do much. And we still killed. That was pretty crazy. And then we move on to the next game, which was the Nuggets. And then we beat the Nuggets. That was also a great win. And man, 5-1. It's kind of crazy to see. I did write down a couple things I wanted to make note of. Suns are currently 4th in threes made. I'll say that's probably to Cam Johnson's been a tear. That man has been on a tear this season. Like, I am loving the way Cam Johnson is playing. I've always said he's kind of like a 6'8" JJ Redick in his rookie year. And people always hated on the pick. I wasn't a huge fan of it, but man, he has proven that he was worthy of that selection. And man, he's looking like he could be possible like 6th man of the year candidate the way he's playing and shooting that rock. I love how he's actually going off the dribble now, making defenses pay for not just letting him shoot. It will go right past you to the free throw line, all that stuff. Mikal Bridges, man. I love Mikal Bridges. I've loved him since we drafted him. I wasn't sure this year. I was like, are we going to finally see that growth where he become a scorer, start averaging more than 9 points a game? And he's looking like he could be most improved candidate. I think Christian Wood right now is kind of leading that award race right now through like 5-6 games. Mikal Bridges, man, scoring's been phenomenal. Defense, we played the Jazz, beat the Jazz. Forgot to mention that. Mikal Bridges had Mitchell on clamps. Man, he's been great. I loved him. Cameron Payne as kind of the more like I guess you call him maybe the 6th man. The bench alone has been phenomenal is kind of what I'm getting at. Cameron Payne, I just like, man, his story, just going with the Thunder, didn't really do much, come basically out of the league. Suns, Monty gave him a chance. Man, he's been great. Dario Saric, I do want to talk about Dario Saric. I know he's only played, one game with... Now, he did play in the Jazz game too, but the one game in particular with the Pelicans, man. I know his stats aren't going to fly off the page ever, but God, as long as Damian Jones doesn't have to play a minute and those can go to Dario. He does play tonight against the Clippers. I saw that he's off the IR. Dario, man, he makes this team dynamic off the bench, so different in the big role. Man, he can pass, he can shoot. He's not the worst defender, not the best. He's just been great. And the fact that the Suns, the way their defense has been, first in points allowed, like I think they're currently, it's like the opposing teams are averaging 98.5, which is like, I don't think any other team is under 100, so that's incredible. They're also first in three-pointers allowed, which is also very impressive. I believe I saw a tweet from Dwayne Rakin that said that they were 20th in points allowed last year. So the fact that they're first, only very small sample size. I don't want to overreact. Man, this is just this team, man. I think they're looking like a top 5 team. They're beating all their teams they beat, besides maybe the Kings, I guess you could say. They've all been playoff teams. I'm impressed as hell. Chris Paul has been a real difference maker. Hitting that clutch shot against Jokic. Like, whew, boy, man, he's been so good. Booker, one thing I want to say about Booker, I don't know if I'm the only one that's noticing this, I am feeling a diva quality this season. I don't know. I haven't really noticed it in seasons past. I don't know. It's a little something to look out for. I don't think it's too much, but tonight we do have the Clippers. I'm assuming Kawhi's gonna play. I know he's got that face mask, so I'm not 100% sure if he's gonna play or not. But it's gonna be a tough team. This is gonna be the toughest team we faced. I mean, I'm going with the Suns. They've been incredible defensively and offensively. I'm assuming Mikal's gonna have tough guards tonight. He's gonna have to be able to guard Paul George and Kawhi. Will probably be moving from player to player, guarding them. I'm gonna need a big night out of Booker tonight. I will be predicting the Suns to win. And man, 5-1. It's kind of crazy to hear, crazy to see. The defense is the most surprising part, I would say. I think everybody's surprised about the defense that these guys have done so far. Man, 5-1, man. Finally, we'd be happy about this team, man. I mean, this is the best the Suns have looked in a decade. Let's just be honest. And man, this will be a good game tonight. Go Suns, man. Let's go. Let's make it 6-1, baby. And of course, stay sunny.